Hey guys, so I wanted to do another figure review. I'm still kind of new to figure reviews, so hopefully the one I did before was kind of okay at least. Before I did review this Kirishima figure that I have to decide because I wanted to do somewhat of a comparison of stuff, and I didn't really touch up on the stand that much because I was kind of new to this whole figure thing. So, yeah, the only figures that I've collected were Transformers, and I've never done any reviews for them because I just have them all sitting in a bin right now. And hopefully, when I sort it out, maybe I'll do figure reviews. But again, my main focus is normally like drawing and art. So, having that said, this is kind of new to me, but I wanted to do an in detail thing. These figures are around 30 bucks each. You can get them from EB Games or you can get them from Amazon if you want to. Um, First off, I bought my Kirishima one from EB Games, but they use Paralator to ship their stuff, and Paralator is actually well known for being one of the worst shipping companies because they just don't ship things properly in terms of when they're shipping their items instead of just dropping off the box to the door or ringing the doorbell and taking their sweet time and just waiting for you to come to the door. Instead, they like to write notes and say, hey, come to our location and pick it up instead of just dropping it off at the door. I was disappointed because Kirishima, actually, I had to go all the way there with my brother. And for those of you who don't know, we don't drive, so we actually had to take the bus all the way to this industrial area where they had their shipment building, and it was pretty small according to my brother in terms of like if customers entered to pick up their stuff. It's pretty small during the COVID-19 quarantine, so that wasn't ideal. Other companies that are more expensive and you pay for them, they actually drop your stuff off at the door now, even though originally they required signage like DHL. So I don't know what's up with Paralator in terms of that apparently they wanted verbal consent, but it's like that's how you get your workers sick from people because you don't know who's ordering online. Anyways, onto the figure review. So this is the box. I emptied it. There is cardboard here. I wanted to show you guys the cardboard and stuff inside. But basically, this is Katuski Bakugou. It's for ages 12 plus. I'm not entirely sure. Again, I feel like it's a Japanese translation whenever they have like the U at the end because Kirishima for his first name, Ijiro, again, they didn't have the U at the end, so I feel like that may be just like a Japanese translation and I don't know. So I guess this is the American way of spelling it without the U. So yeah, but I'm so used to spelling it with the U, so don't mind me. But anyways, here's the artwork. It's super nice. It's kind of the quality is really good. It's pretty nice. It's a little bit blurry, but you can't really tell because the blending of the digital drawing is good. On the top here, sorry, I don't have a really good stand, but this is My Hero Academia. You can see the characters up here, just some of them. I don't know how many characters they made so far. This is made by McFarlane Toys, but I don't know how much they made so far. Apparently, they're a pretty good Japanese figure brand, but normally their stuff goes for higher prices, according to my brother. So this is a first for me. Like I haven't looked up into it, but yeah. They have like in each of their boxes they show a couple of like the other ones that are available, so you can also get All Might, Deku, and Shigaraki, and I was forgetting his name. There's 22 moving parts, as it says, and it's a 7-inch action figure, so 7 inches like a standard size for a figure, according to my brother, so yeah, I go by what he says. Just gonna put this back here. So this is how it came in the packaging. The waist area actually has 2 very small holes that you can't really see right here, and I think it was closer to his chest for Bakugou, but basically it had like a eye tag. It has one eye tag, like before Kirishima had that, and I just cut it off, and then you can loosen it. Bakugou was pretty loose from his packaging compared to Kirishima, so I don't know exactly why, but I guess he was just kind of loose. He has 2 different hands. One hand is a blasting hand like so. It's open and it has his explosion quirk. And the orange is kind of metallic-y. It has a metallic shine to it. And then the other hand is like this. It's kind of like gripping like this. And yeah, that's basically it for that. First, I kind of want to touch up on the base because I never talked about it. So that much. So there was inconsistency with the packaging in terms of Ijiro's stand. Kirishima's stand was basically in like the a plastic thing, and it was stuck onto the background. So you can actually, so you had to rip it off, and you could ruin the packaging if you're not delicate. So, that was kind of a disappointment. But for Bakugou, it was actually just taped to the back of the plastic packaging, which is what I preferred. Another thing, I don't know if you can tell, Kirishima's stand is more matte finished, and Bakugou's is more glossy finished. I'm kind of confused why that's a thing, but I guess it is. And Kirishima likes to fall over. I think it's depending on how you pose, but if you do a straight pose, he straight up wants to fall over a lot. After I did my review, I put him on my table and I didn't even touch it. And after a day or so, he started falling off his stand. It's just a 1 peg on a foot deal, and it's okay. It's decent for a stand depending on how you're posing it, but again, it does kind of fall over time. Bakugou hasn't fallen over because I gave him this pose, but yeah. So I'm gonna do a review on him. First off, I like to point out one of his grenades is missing. Now I looked up, this is actually a defect, but I didn't bother to really complain much about it because it was a small thing. I'm sure if you have found this defect on your figure, you can make one out of clay or something. It's just a little issue, but I didn't bother to go through the hassle of like getting an exchange because it's online and we bought it from Amazon. So yeah, but if it was anything big, I would have complained, but just keep an eye out, I guess, for if you're buying like these figures, there might be some small minor defects like that, which is kind of upsetting because I memorized like what his hero outfit looked like, so it kind of threw me for a loop when I saw it. So basically, I'll start with his hair. His hair is very nicely sculpted, super pointy, and they sculpted his face and painted on his mask. So yeah, and his expression is happy, like he has that evil grin that he has. Super nice. It's like his hair is platinum blonde in the show, but this is a little bit darker. There's some more tan to it, so I would say accuracy wise, it's pretty good for like lightly colored hair, to be honest. And then we have the back of the headpiece, which is basically his headband. The explosive things or design is actually soft plastic. So again, because 12 plus, is actually good for kids, I would say, like younger teenagers, because if you drop it, the soft plastic won't break. If this was like thin and harder plastic, it would probably break. So it's actually a good detail. Then we go down to his a collar, the metal thing that he wears on his collar, and it's really nicely sculpted. Um I wouldn't say the silver that they use is super metallic, but it's a light silver, so it does look nice. And then we have, now we're going to the articulation too. So basically, his articulation is he can move a little bit on his chest. I don't think too much, but it's good for like a little bit of rotation and bending over. He can go like this. It's more so his torso area rather than just his chest area. And then he has the shirt is painted on nicely too. And the elbows can go, the shoulders can go, they rotate, so like this, and they rotate. And then, as far as I forget, I think you can kind of turn them. Yeah, so you can turn them like this, like so. And then you have his, ignore my phone notifications, I don't know why I'm getting so many. And then the elbows, they're realistic in terms of you can only bend them one way, so that's really nice. And then you have his gauntlets. Now, Bakugou, I found his joints were a bit loose compared to my Kirishima, so it differs from each figure. I guess the manufacturing, sometimes it just comes out loose, and then sometimes it comes out really stiff. Kirishima was like super stiff. I was trying to play with him in the video to show you guys the review, but it was like super stiff. But yeah. His hands can rotate. However, the gauntlets kind of get in the way, so they can only rotate that much. And yeah. These are actually soft plastic over here. So again, dropping them is not an issue. He's trying to fall. Sorry. So dropping them is not an issue. I'll show you the back of them. The gauntlets are very nicely well made. I like the sculpt of the belt. It has all the detail. Too bad I'm missing a grenade on one of them, but it looks cool. Then we have the pants. So he has like these pant straps here, and then the pouches right there. So it looks cool. And then the knees, actually I'm forgetting the knee, the knee protection that he wears is like this. It's same color as this, his collar area, but it's not super like, it's not super chromy or super like silver color. It's more of just a light silver that they use, so it's not metallic. Which is kind of like, I don't know, it's a bit strange in terms of that the fact that it's not metallic. But anyways, it's still a nice paint job. The paint job is pretty clean too, and now you can see his leg movements are very nice. You can't really move his legs back, to be honest, this as far as it goes. Like there's a tiny gap here you can see, but you can move his leg forward really high. His knees do bend. His knees are a bit stiffer. So there's one joint here which bends, and then there's another joint that bends. And he actually bends pretty far, so it's realistic how it goes. And then his boots are well sculpted I really like the boots that McFarlane Toys has been sculpting. They're really nice. Again, his leg's kind of loose for me. I don't know why. Um, it's probably just a manufacturing thing. And then his boots can go like this and this. And also, I like the fact that they added in every one of the shoes. This goes up and down, so that way you can pose like he's stepping. I'll give you like a full 360 circle, like I'll turn him around for you guys to see, but I want to show you like the arms. Basically, they come off so easily and then you can replace them. It's hard to see, but there's a peg there and you just peg it in again. The only thing I kind of wished in terms of like wanting to pose him more would be, say for example, because I kind of wanted to pose him with Kirishima, but he doesn't have like a good, like the gauntlets get in the way of his hands because, to be honest, they kind of would, but like he can't really do much in terms of like if you wanted him to hold something or pose him in a way that he's holding something, because his gauntlets are like really big and massive, so they get in the way. I was kind of trying to do like they were holding hands, but I can't do that because his gauntlet was in the way, so I did like a cool pose where they're next to each other. I kind of wish they had like, instead of, because for Kirishima you could replace like the whole forearm. I kind of wish you could replace the whole forearm with the gauntlet to like one of those, because in the show there are some moments where he's just wearing his arm sleeves and the gloves instead of just like the gauntlets, so he kind of takes off the gauntlets whenever he doesn't need them. So I kind of wish there was that, but there isn't. So the articulation with the hands is kind of difficult in terms of if you want to pose him. Most of his poses are pretty, like, I would say for the hands they're gonna look pretty stiff because this is all it is. I ended up choosing to have one arm like this because I think it's cool, and then another arm like this. But I'll take Kirishima off of this shot and show you the full back. I really like how they did the noses too, because it's kind of just like this pointy thing, which is very anime, so it's nice. So I don't have a lazy Susan, so I'm just gonna, like those rotating things, so I'm just gonna show slowly. Overall, I like the detail of the belt and the leg straps and the boots. They did such a well job on this figure. For $30, this one, I would say it's worth it. And the price is not too high up, so it's a good quality price. It's good quality for like a nice price. It's not like super expensive over, because I've seen a lot of Japanese figures that are over $100 to 300 to $500, and it's super expensive, and you're getting like, yeah, you're getting a nice paint job and everything, but it's kind of not affordable. These are super affordable, and if you have any younger people who are watching, like younger people who watch the show and are into it, you don't have to worry too much. This is like ages 12 and plus. They can play with it. It probably won't break as easily, and if you drop it, you won't. Upstairs in my room, I do have like a carpeted floor, but we did have issues where like we dropped something like a plate and it just broke because of the height. But for these, I really feel like they won't break, and also like these parts that are made of soft plastic are really good detail, so that way they don't really just break. Like even this is a little bit soft, so it won't break off right away. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I did a good job reviewing. Let me know in the description box below. I'd like to hear your thoughts about like what more you want to see when I review, because I'm trying my best, but honestly, I'm still kind of new to reviewing. My brother watches a lot of review channels and he's planning on starting one eventually, but it's taking him a long while. But he probably knows more about how to review figures. But yeah, but I hope I did the figure justice at least. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. This Sorry, I can't speak English. I'm speaking too fast. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And yeah, if you want to see my Kirishima one, you can go check out on my figure review playlist. It's a new playlist that I'm just making because I didn't want to do like just a hauls playlist for it because my hauls playlists are not really, they're not really like super detailed. They're just showing stuff that I bought in bulk, like lots of things at once. So yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.